Alright, welcome back. San Andreas granted Toto. So, Woozie asked to do some jobs for him or come to visit him, so let's just do it.
Alright, come on, you can do it! You can do it!
We're closed, Puckeye.
Easy, man. I'm here to see Woozie.
Oh, upstairs.
Stupid ass motherfucker.
Come on, come on, Stone! Come on! Go! 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 Come on, you can do it!
I'm Johnson. I'm here to see Woozie. I work with him.
Yes, right this way. You know of the boss's curse?
Curse? Nah.
He's blind.
Blind? But we was just racing cars last week.
Yes, I know. He's blessed with unbelievable good fortune. And the triad that would do anything for him? We call him our lucky mole.
Alright. I'll keep that in mind.
Good.
Well, so it's an open secret.
Woozie!
Although it has become quite apparent with the
Hello, Carl.
visual gags already.
Hey, what's happening, Woozie? You know, how you doing?
Straight to the facts. I can't use your help unless I'm open with you about who I am and what I do. Let me reintroduce myself. I am the boss of the Mountain Plowboys.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Why don't you sit down? As Daidai-lo of the Triad, it is my responsibility to see that disputes are settled without damaging important business.
Where I come in at?
We shall see. I'm about to drop in on a local Triad that failed to show face at the last Tong meeting. Come with me, and you'll see how we Triad settle things without recourse to unnecessary violence.
Alright, I'll ride with you.
We'll need a ride. Mine's getting some body work done.
Alright, don't trip.
Well, there ain't much of way to drive.
The Blood-Feathered Triad have a storehouse around the block. We shall see what excuses they have to offer.
And interestingly enough,
what's all this talk of business?
Some small-time Vietnamese gangs have been making trouble lately. We're not sure why they're gaining any courage now, but I'm nervous about the situation.
How do I fit in all of this?
You're an outsider.
now when you look about it, the word Hong, if I
This is a
remember right,
place. Come on,
refers to something like you could say secret society or something like that.
Now, where's that loose collar?
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
Just checking the, you know, shut up, Carl. This way.
Hey, what's with all these people? Where they going?
Something isn't right here. We should be careful. Follow me.
Oh yeah. And I do say that Woozie already appears to be, you could say, very sane and rational, kind of. Yeah, he's a member of organized crime, and leads it, but he seems to be in the style of he prefers to do business.
Need a hand?
No. I was just, you know, getting the feel of the place. Stick close. Ah, we're here. This way. Strange, this gate is usually locked. Stick close.
Oh, man. Woozie.
What's got you so spooked? Oh, sorry. Didn't see you lying down there.
He's dead. They all are.
The blood feathers wiped out.
Daidai-lo, forgive me. I was too scared to fight, so I hid.
Enough. What happened to you?
Vietnamese surprised us, cut us all down. Shit! Here they come again!
The Triads must have vengeance.
Right, bitch.
Oh shit, Woozie got... That was a bad hit. And I was shot to death. So it would mean that it will be now firefighting and all that kind of stuff. Not in the sense that I have to fire, but in sense fighting firefights in sense that there's gangs, people shooting at each other, kind of firefights. So it's better make use of the extremely immaculate aim of Carl Johnson by carefully approaching. And make use of the not always good system of them being very aware of what's going on. Like this. Like this. There's the sniper. There was the sniper.
In the car, quick! We got more company. You drive. I'll send them back to the supers. Like the last of them.
Thank you, Carl. You saved me from having to kill them all myself.
Hey, move it! I need that
Alright,
shit to
is
drive.
Woozie still alive because of the weird explosions and all that? Yes, he is still alive, despite being quite much near to a car explosion. But that firefight went good with, you could say, careful approach to avoid triggering the enemies to start shoot enemy hostilities. And this little van had a didn't take out so
Token of the
well.
Ton's appreciation for what you did today.
Well, that's a quite big lump of money, and it's time to get a new armor and all that kind of stuff. And once again, Carl is ready to say hello to Woozie Mu, Mr. Local Head of Chinese Organized Crime.
Hey, Woozie, my man, what's going down?
Hey, CJ. Let me introduce you to Shuk Fu, Rampa Li. He heads the Red Gecko Tong on the west coast.
How you doing?
Ah Kung has sent word from Kowloon. A Vietnamese crime family, the Da Nang boys, are preparing to move to the United States. This may explain the cowardly attack on the blood-feathered triad. There may be some trouble ahead.
The Shifu would like a package retrieved. A courier has left it in a drop at the airport. It is most important to the matter at hand.
Oh, I can do that.
He is Triad? A mountain boy?
No, a personal friend of mine. And less likely to draw the attention of the Da Nang boys.
Okay.
Thanks for your support.
So it seems like it's once instead of now becoming a big shootout mission, it seems to be more like in level of old-fashioned retrieval mission, which Grand Theft Auto games tend to have all kinds of basically all these missions for different employees tend to follow basically, you could say, escalating you could say level of violence and then also you could say that matters of risk, that first they start doing some odd jobs, errands, and then finally they become big high-class hitmen or terrorists with tasks to cause damage to a lot. For example, well, not always, because, well, in Grand Theft Auto 3, Claude's first mission for the Yakuza was to kill the main boss of the main leader of the Salvatore crime family, even though he had been working for them quite much longer. And for Salvatore, it first started as just chauffeuring around to finally then cause massive damage to their competitor. But there's something, but it's a matter of just driving, riding, getting forward. And there's something going on over here. Well, parking lot. Get the car. Alright, I am getting it. Getting it just fine. Which doesn't look anything too suspicious, I would say. Which might be, you could say, the very idea if you want to stash something valuable in it. Two-door sedan.
Money, I love it. Very capitalist. Hey, Brian, what's your concern?
I did really well in the 80s. The 90s are proving to be a real drag. The music is terrible. The recession is kicking my ass. Everyone I know is giving up recreational drug use. And the president is doing my head in.
The 80s were really a materialistic time.
I know, I'm a shallow person. Drown me. Look, we need a movie star to be president. It works. They're the best liars. They do it professionally.
No, so do all politicians.
Well, actually, when you look about Ronnie's... Oh, I'm getting far already. Actually, if you are pessimist and look at Ronald Reagan's legacy, it is something that, yeah, rich get richer, poor get poorer, and all kind of idiotic nonsense to justify that is being made up.
Others want to be degraded. I mean really, really degraded. Like a liberal having his way with you. God, it makes me feel so dirty.
Stop that car!
I'm really into pleasuring myself.
Good grief!
I think I did some damage to them.
Can I not practice my hop?
Oh, I am.
But my movies are rated.
That is my very idea.
I mean, let me ask you a question.
But motorcycles, despite being quite agile, don't work so well.
Oh, right. I ran a movie with 2 chicks and a dude, and it's called a porno. People look at me like I'm some sort of creep, but it's natural. But I ran a movie with 2 dudes and a chick. It's all in French. Probably wins awards. Called an art house love triangle. But it's revolting.
No, you're revolting. Get off the airwaves and into therapy, buddy.
Oh, that's the problem with men. You're imbeciles.
And yet you married me.
God, don't rub it in. I did. I was desperate. That's all we have time for, luckily. This show is headed downhill. When you take the worst qualities of an elephant and a donkey, you get a lot of shit. We'll see you next time on I Say, You Say.
You said
well, VCTR is completely, I would say that's the funny channel. Music is good, various genres, yes, but once you actually want to get a good idea of how crazy world Grand Theft Auto is, just listen to the talk radios. Their level of crazy varies from slightly nuts to absolutely batshit insane. But that mission went just smoothly. So it would be time to once again pause the recording and go to the go work for Woozie again. There seems to be a phone call.
Catalina, is that you again?
Yep, there was, and it was hilarious. And here it is again, still doing jobs for the Woozie, or Woozie, however you wanna call it. But he doesn't appear particularly woozy.
As honored as I am to share my home with you, we should lure these lizards out into the baking sun.
We were followed here. The Da Nang boys are watching this apartment. As soon as we leave, they will attempt an assassination.
Hey, what's the big deal? Why don't you cruise on out of here, lead them to a place quiet, and cap they flat asses? No offense.
None taken.
We find you funny.
Look, long as they think Mr. Farley here is in the back, they'll follow me wherever. After a while, you can come out safe. Simple.
Amazing.
Your success will be rewarded, Mr. Johnson.
So once again, it is time to drive, this time carefully. So, and just go out from the city then as well, using this big, nice, lovely van. Lots of driving around in these missions, and well, that would be completely expected as well. Grand Theft Auto is, from the day one, from its two-dimensional top-down view, although it had a big of thing that is, as it had a moving camera about, I think it was something like a combination of 3D elements and 2D and 3D elements, in the sense that this game has completely fully 3D graphics and only 2D elements are basically textures that made to use. Actually, not only, there's some watery wildlife and all that which are made of 2D elements, but in general sense all graphics in this are three-dimensional. But in the 2D, even in 2D era, the driving was the big part. Not so much shooting and combat moves, but it's all about driving, which I don't mind. When it's a good, well-made mechanic, there's nothing wrong with it. Basing your game on something that's the gameplay basic idea. But so far there's nothing we could say really sudden violent and anything like that in this mission. Just get in the car, this big husky suburb Hummer thing monstrosity, which tend to be quite, you could say, unstable in these games, that they tend to tip over easily, especially the Landstalker one, which was the, well, that car barely stood upright by itself. But now I'm just driving them into Mount Chiliad, way from San Fierro. Although I'm quite certain that the Liberty City of Grand Theft Auto 4 and of course Los Santos and Blaine Country of Grand Theft Auto 5 were bigger areas than this. Game map can be smaller if it's basically much more interesting and well packed to be interesting. Yep, car delivered here. So and they got guns, so the two damage part is the quite difficult part to achieve. Or say not too damaged part is the difficult part to achieve, as they have But at least I can say that this car at least has decent amount of muscle in it, in that it can climb hills real well. Like that. Got rid of one. And that should slow them down quite nicely. But still it would be kind of, well, decoys and everything always are something that work really well. They've proven to be functional method of deception. Especially when combined with appropriate amount of disguise and subterfuge relating to decoy. As in, you want your decoy to be spotted, but you also want to hide it so that it is not obvious that it's a decoy that meant to be spotted. That's how you lure them in, or make it more believable. But this is basically just a long driving mission. Just get in the car and drive there, then drive more.
Hey. Mr. Johnson, it's Guppy. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's nothing. They took the bait like morons. Mr. Grandpa Lee, get out all right?
Yes, Woozie has taken him to safety. Thank you.
Cool. I'll see you later, man.
Decoy! Back to Chinatown!
Well, I would have expected that when gang notices that they have been fooled like that, it might have been something that, yeah, they're gonna just shoot the guy driving the decoy van, just out of hatred. But heading now back still again to do some missions to Woozie. And still doing missions to Woozie. I've been helping him out a lot.
Hold on. You trying to tell me you can't swim?
Seriously, when I'm in the deep water, it panics me. Plus, I'm terrified of eels and squid and seaweed and...
Okay, dude, see, I know you're just trying to make excuses now.
Look, CJ, I need someone from outside the triad who I can trust.
Alright, so let me get this straight. You want me to swim around in dirty dock water, dodging little brown jelly beans and Vietnamese gangsters, to put a bug on a boat in the harbor?
You're so negative.
Listen, when I was a kid, swimming off the Santa Maria, I once got a condom stuck to my face. Horror like that stays with you for life. Believe that.
I have a confession to make. I'm blind.
No shit.
Yeah. Although I've trained my other senses to a point where you wouldn't notice my handicap, in the water, they'd be quite useless.
All right, Woozie, relax. Don't beat yourself up about it. Look, I'll do it. One last thing. You do know that I'm black, right? And not Chinese.
I'm blind, Carl, not stupid.
I don't think it might be such a smart thing to say, but Carl Johnson has basically, you could say, stereotypically black guy voice. As bad as that statement is, that just somehow he just sounds. When you hear his talking voice, even without the basic, you could say, figures of speech and vocabulary, you would assume that guy talks is a black American. It's real strange how manner of people's speech affects how you might believe it, or in this case you might see that there's, you could say, voice is appropriate to a character, even without when you would look about all the things. And this mission is something that if you don't have enough swimming skill, which is to say lung capacity, you would have to actually grind yourself to have more of it, which I find to be really strange, because annoying, because the game does not incentivize, give you incentive to swim before this mission, which is a storyline mission. So you basically have to do it, you can't skip this. And these missions tend to be something that you really can't do things like wee. So now it is a time to become under combat diver. Although this game does not have diving kit, Grand Theft Auto 5 does have diving equipment and underwater vehicles as well. Although I don't remember. Oh yeah, giving a clear thing that yep, this is how you're gonna have to do it. A simple little dive. And once again it's underwater tunnel, this time a bit deeper and bigger. But not something you can't just get us through. I don't know how did they change the programming so that you could start this mission right away without the necessary upgrades for the swimming skill. But that kind of forced grinding in a game, well, which has not, you could say, particularly been encouraging to swim, is not particularly, you could say, good game designing. So now I have to get to the tanker.
I think I see something in the water.
Oh yeah.
Gotta stop spooking myself.
Hey, someone in the water. Nah, I must be tripping or something.
It's quite hard to actually figure out how far can they actually spot. And the time is not perhaps you could say the most optimal for this kind of operation, as it's morning.
Shit, did you see that?
Nope.
Must have been one of those seals.
Interestingly enough, even if you would basically diving, practically all the bullets lose their velocity in after about 1 meter of water. So being shot underwater while you're diving is not actually a big hazard at all for combat divers. Of course, getting shot once you are out on the surface is way bigger risk. but when something like a 1 meter of water, which is something like to about something you could say waist deep, is enough to block every bullet, except maybe some ludicrously big artillery guns, not.
Hey, what was that? Over there! It must have been a seal or something.
Water is excellent, you could say, cover for clandestine operations and movement. Oh. Oh, the white spot is the searchlight. And there's an oyster over there. Which is also, in other words, a secret seashell. Or just seashell, however you wanna call it. Let's just let that be. Because I'm not particularly intending to get the 100% completion of this game, and because those seashells already are quite really unpleasant things to be searched for, and they are just one of them. Well, I'm not resorting to stabbing. I'm resorting to shooting. But still, stealthiness is the method to use. And the gun, of course, and of course the silenced pistol has the Hollywood sound effect and perfection of sound suppression. I think that was I've heard of real gunshot sounds. Closest to Hollywood standard silencer of that kind of little of that kind of exactly that kind of little whistle is suppressed Sten, which is to say specially designed suppressed Sten submachine gun using subsonic ammunition, and that gun also had a you're shot dead. Sneaking inside. being very stealthy and careful. Even though I would say that the Carl Johnson's specific myth well, that didn't go so well. Now, bug has been planted, so it's time to get the hell out of this boat. And of course, the best method of doing that is to just take the same route that you took to get in. I wonder, should I just make use of my rocket and blow up one of those boats? Just to make sure that, yep, we started subtly, quietly, leaving a trail of corpses behind. Which should be quite big alarm that, yeah, someone's been here and done something. Not just, nobody would just sneak into the boat and leave a trail of corpses behind if they did not have some kind of special, you could say, ulterior motive for that kind of activity. But let's just now swim to the seashell and try to take it. Oysters, 4 out of 50. Yeah, that's a lot of sea to scour. And I wonder, are they still at this phase hostile? Or can I just casually swim past them? There should be verbal warning from
over there.
Well, they are still hostile.
Shit. Could have sworn I saw something.
Well, you did see something, but what you saw is nothing important. Just a black guy swimming in the ocean wearing clothes and not being particularly, you could say.
You gotta check over here. Shit, I don't know what I saw.
Oh, and a little bit of upgrade to the lung capacity. Not that it matters much. There ain't many swimming missions in this game.
Anybody else see that? We got somebody in the water over here.
Well, you got a man with a bazooka. Where you the go? Well, I decide that you are the ones shooting at me. Although those guys had quite beefy guns, so it was a bit of unnecessarily risky maneuver to just not to sneak away and just blow up their boat. But as it can be seen, they ain't here anymore. I'm getting. The commando mission has more or less performed with extreme success. They're blowing up one of their patrol boats was just a bonus. And it might be actually time to break the recording, end this recording right here, because lots of things have been achieved and missions were quite long, so see ya next time. See ya.